It has been a rough couple of months for Representative Aaron Schock. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, you're either a subscriber to Men's Health magazine, that's the congressman on the cover there showing off his bodacious abs, or you caught this little story on the news.
We are getting word that Illinois Congressman Aaron Schock is resigning from Congress. Facing big questions about his spending habits.
Man, what happened to you, Aaron? Until about a month ago, Schock was actually a rising star. He was one of the youngest members of Congress with a totally hip, diggity-dope social media presence, as evidenced here by his Instagram account, which features him, a sitting United States congressman, showing off his sweet muscles and drinking extreme young person sodas. He was really good at raising money, which is tragically a thing that puts you on the fast track to success in today's Washington. And let's be real here, he's kind of a babe. I mean, seriously, you could grate cheese on those abs. What were we talking about again? Weirdly enough, the scandal that destroyed Aaron Schock's career started when a writer for the Washington Post Style section, of all things, stopped by his DC office and found that he had done something a little unusual with the decor. Whatever.
$40,000 reportedly in taxpayer funds he spent overhauling his congressional office to look like an English manor, inspired by the TV show Downton Abbey.
Now, naturally, the whole acting like a suspicious crazy person routine led to more questions from the press, which started digging up all kinds of additional spending activity.
Using taxpayer money to be on private jets.
Doing the tango in Argentina, to partying with pop star Ariana Grande.
P90X exercise videos, a stay at a 5-star Greek hotel, and a professional photographer to capture his life on the go.
Wow, that's pretty unbelievable. But what's really
indoor skydiving, surfing shirtless, and taking his staff to a Katy Perry concert. A $10,000 junket for his staff to New York City.
That's a lot of things. Now,
group dinners and massages and the possibility that he may have gotten a couple of sweetheart deals on private real estate transactions from a couple of donors.
Okay, you know what? It would probably just be faster to list the non-corrupt things he did. Now, with all those sins weighing heavy in the back of your mind, the last thing you'd want to do is something catastrophically tone-deaf, like, say, trying to wave off initial questions with, I don't know, a Taylor Swift quote or something.
So when I post an Instagram photo of me with my friends, as Taylor Swift said, haters are gonna hate, so.
Haters gonna hate. Motherfucker, you are a United States congressman. I realize that stopped carrying a certain level of gravitas around the time Congress started polling below Headlights and Nickelback, but you did serve in the legislative branch of the most powerful government on the face of the earth, so maybe just a little bit of dignity would be in order here. So, the craziest thing about all of this is that, aside from a few of the more irredeemably stupid misuses of taxpayer money, Aaron Schock could have done most of the things he's in trouble for without actually breaking a single law. So, for example, Aaron Schock used taxpayer money for a private flight to a Bears game, which you're not supposed to do. But members of Congress partying at NFL games. Where have I heard that before?
New York Congressman Gregory Meeks prefers football. He spent $35,000 on NFL games. All of this was paid for with political contributions, all in the name of democracy.
Oof, wow. So, Gregory Meeks, he resigned in disgrace, right? Nah, he's been around for 17 years, and is still in office today. Aaron Schock also got into some hot water for using campaign money on lavish travel and hotels. You know what? That's also ringing a bell.
Georgia Senator Saxby Chambliss likes golf. So much so that he spent more than $100,000 the past 2 years entertaining at some of the finest courses in the world. And Republican Congressman Andrew Crenshaw of Florida spent $32,000 hosting a tour of California wineries for a group of contributors from the defense industry, which he has some oversight of.
Remember those scandals? No, of course you don't. Andrew Crenshaw has been a congressman for 14 years, and Saxby Chambliss retired in January after 2 notably scandal-free terms. So, what's their secret?
While election funds of members of Congress are tightly regulated, congressmen can also establish what are called leadership PACs and rake in large donations from big money contributors.
Congressional leaders quietly invented something called leadership PACs, political action committees that were not technically campaign funds and thus exempt from the personal use prohibition.
This is a loophole. Right. That's correct.
Now, here's the kicker. Guess who else got some sweet sweet legal mileage out of his leadership PAC.
Take the Generation Y PAC set up by Peoria Republican Aaron Schock. In 2 years, he raised and spent more than $500,000. $56,000 spent in the last 2 years just on hotels. Then there are the restaurants. $36,000 worth in just 2 years. $26,000 for private planes, plus ski trips. The most Schock's office would offer was this rather terse written statement. Gen Y conducts its activities within all applicable rules and regulations, a spokesman said. All activity is properly disclosed, and the committee is in full compliance with federal campaign finance laws.
That clip is from 1 year ago, and that was pretty much the end of it. Most of Aaron Schock's leadership PAC bonanza was 100% legal. Because when it comes to the rules that Aaron Schock actually broke, his biggest problem wasn't the corruption, it was screwing up the paperwork.
His spending under the microscope, and it turns out that that wasn't even the issue. The issue was that they did not, as I said, they did not have good record keeping. A lot of these members of Congress, they're not record keepers, they're not bookkeepers. They rely on staff to do things properly, and that clearly did not happen here.
Now, you may have noticed that I haven't mentioned Aaron Schock's party yet. He's a Republican, by the way. Because if history is any guide, this story stands a very good chance of becoming just another partisan football. Democrats will point to this as an example of how corrupt those evil Republicans are, and Republicans will point to the laundry list of Democrats who have done the same damn thing, and the politicians who know how to actually work the system, that is, almost all of them, will go on living the good life by selling out their constituents to special interests. Almost every member of Congress, Democrat and Republican, has a leadership PAC, and they use them to do the exact same things Aaron Schock is about to get busted for because, unlike him, they have lawyers and consultants who know how to keep their corruption on the right side of the law. The problem in Washington isn't that Aaron Schock broke the law. The problem is that he really didn't have to. Thanks so much for watching the inaugural episode of Follow the Money. You can click right here to subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this one, and you can click right here to like us on Facebook and get all of the latest updates from anti-corruption land. You can also click right here-ish to learn more about joining the thousands of volunteers who are fighting right now to pass a wave of tough, new anti-corruption laws in cities and states across the country. I'm Mansoor for Represent Us, and I will see you next time.